In episode 71 you left us motor sailing across a flat calm Alboran Sea, bound for Gibraltar. Join us now to complete that voyage. We'll arrive into Gibraltar and complete the 2023 season with some more epic winter adventures. Come with us to experience the literal lows and some incredible highs. This is Intrepid Bear, a 40-foot sailboat off to explore the world with her crew Ian and Kate.
Come aboard and let's see what's out there.
So, making good progress. I think we've got some tide in our favour. We're doing 5.2 knots with less than 2,000 revs. The wind has died completely now. We've only got like 1.6 knots apparent. That's because we've got 4 knots from behind and we're doing 5 knots forward, or 5 and a bit. So, yeah, no wind, but we're doing okay with the tide. I guess it'll turn against us later. But we were kind of expecting a motoring passage. Really, this was a window, a weather window that we could take. If we didn't take this one, we might not get one before the end of the month. We're not on a really tight deadline because our French visa doesn't expire until the 7th of January, and then we can technically go into Schengen time after that if we want to. But our contract with Almerimar expires on the 31st of December. We're booked into Gibraltar on the 1st of January, so logistically just makes life a bit easier rather than paying for extra back there when we've already paid for Gibraltar. So yeah, so we're on our way, and I think it's just going to be a flat motor passage, to be honest. Got a patrol boat inbound towards us at speed. I don't know if they're going to intercept us, but they certainly come in this way quite quickly. Looks like Guardia Civil or something like that. So see what they're up to. Okay, so yeah, they pulled alongside, started talking, asked us where we were going, where we'd come from, wanted to see passports, asked for passports, but then asked if where we'd come from. I said Almerimar, and they said, was that this morning? I said yes, and then they didn't want to see the passports anymore, so I think they just took us at our word and were happy with what we'd said. I'm not really sure whether they were just keeping a check, and obviously we didn't arouse too much of a suspicion, but yeah, first time we've been actually intercepted at sea, I think, is it?
Oh, apart from we were boarded at night.
Oh yeah, apart from when we were boarded at night by 8 armed guys. Yeah, forgot about that minor issue. Yeah, all right, first time for a while that we've been boarded at sea. But did it wake you up, or were you awake?
Yeah, I heard you throttle back, and then heard you talking to someone. I was like,
who the hell are you talking to?
Yeah.
Yes. We don't know what they were actually checking, but one question they did ask was whether we were Spanish residents. We've since been told that that might have made a difference, as they would have then been able to check over our boat to see if it complies with Spanish rules. As a British registered and flagged boat with British residents on board, we are not subject to Spanish rules on safety equipment, which we have been told can be quite onerous. So I had kind of hoped to make a whole episode out of this trip to Gibraltar, because it's a 24-hour passage. Raising the spinnaker, dousing the spinnaker, putting the sails up, all that sort of thing, changing tack, everything else. But at the moment it's just so flat that we're just motoring. Not much else I can tell you, really. It's nearly dinner time and we are just having chili con carne, which is pre-cooked. I say only, I love chili con carne, but it's pre-cooked, so not exactly, can't even tell you much about cooking that. It is just flat, flat, flat. We're doing still doing 5 knots, still ETA of 9:30 in the morning. As we used to say in season 1, don't get a lot better than that.
Nice to be out.
So a lot of sailors absolutely hate motoring because they're sailors. Doesn't bother me, quite happy. But especially sat up here, you can't even hear the engine anyway. You could be sailing or you could be motoring, just gliding across a sheet of glass. The air is cooling and it'll definitely be foul weather gear tonight, you know, foulies to keep us warm, but nice.
Not bad way to end 2023. And
Yeah.
I know we're not quite New Year's Eve, but yeah, go out and see.
It's like a silhouette. It's actually lighter than the camera makes it look. But we are, what, 3.9 miles from Europa Point. I've just had a little bit of a last snooze for the last hour, so it's 8 o'clock in the morning now. To say it's a bit lighter than it looks on the camera. But Gibraltar is right there.
Puerto Alcadesa, sailing vessel Intrepid Bear, channel 09, over. Marina Alcadesa, good morning, this is sailing vessel Intrepid Bear. We are 12 meters. Is it possible to come in for one night, please?
Okay, you don't have any reservation, right?
That's right, we do not have a reservation. We did not know when we were arriving.
Okay, so you have to stop at the waiting period that is nearby the patrol station and do the check-in at the office, please.
It's going to blow in quite nicely. Okay, so this is Alcadesa Marina, which is the La Linea side of the Gibraltar border, so we're still in Spain. And what we've got to do is go down to the border crossing as if we were going to walk into Gibraltar and go and find a way to get stamped out of the country. So that's where we're heading at the moment. So yeah, shooting into the sun a little bit, but what you do, you don't go through the passport control where it actually says passport control, where everyone else is going. We tried that and got redirected to the police station, which is over to the right of passport control. So we went in there. Nobody seemed to know what to do for quite a while. They're all a bit like, huh, you want to stamp out by boat? Almost like we're the first people ever to do it, but I don't think we are. And eventually someone came who knew what to do, took our passports for a good 10 minutes, which makes you think, are they checking? What's going on? And eventually just came back, give us our passports. All good, we're stamped out of Schengen and good to go. With that, our Schengen clock was officially stopped. We made the short hop across to Gibraltar and into Queensway Quay Marina for the remaining 3 months of the winter. Gibraltar is a British overseas territory on the southern tip of Spain, standing as the gateway to the Mediterranean. We had visited before in 2022, and although we enjoyed it, we were then pinned down by weather with spiralling unplanned marina costs, which was frustrating. This time it's all part of the plan, and returning to Gibraltar with its undeniable British ambience felt like a little slice of home. We quickly settled in and got busy exploring. Some things we'd seen before and some were new. So we are back at the rock, come up on the cable car. This time we've got Gibraltar Heritage Passes, £25 for a family pass, and that gives us access to all the attractions in Gibraltar, and each one can be sort of £10 or more, so it's well worth having the Heritage Pass. It lasts for a year. And now we've also got cable car passes, £25 a person. Sounds quite a lot, but given that a return trip on the cable car is £19 for an adult, that's pretty good as well relative to the price of the cable car. I think the cable car's a bit overpriced myself, but hey ho. So yeah, we've got those passes and everything now, so we can come up and down the rock as much as we like, do all the bits and pieces up here. But today we've come up to do the Mediterranean steps again, but this time we're going to go down. We'll go up to O'Hara's battery and then we'll go down the Med steps. O'Hara's battery is a 9.2-inch gun situated in a commanding position covering the Strait of Gibraltar, and could, in theory, fire across to Africa 14 miles away. The first gun was situated up here in 1890, and it continued in service through the Second World War and was last fired in 1976. Its location and range is just one example of why Gibraltar was and remains so strategically important. The Mediterranean Steps, now an incredibly scenic hiking trail, were originally built by the British military for discreet access to their various gun positions. The steps go from O'Hara's battery down the southeastern side of the rock and are virtually invisible from the sea. When sailing by, it's hard to believe the pathway is even there, hidden amongst the near vertical cliffs. We will never tire of the stunning views from the Med Steps, and it's also an awesome workout. Last time we were here, we touched on the Upper St Michael's Cave and its impressive light show. This time we discovered that you could book a guided tour of the Lower St Michael's Cave. This was much less of a tourist attraction and much more a caving experience for which you did need to be relatively fit.
Perfect circle. They're called cave cones.
Side.
Lower St Michael's Cave was discovered accidentally in 1942 by soldiers from the Royal Engineers when one of them apparently fell through whilst digging to improve access to the existing caves. The chambers down there include examples of almost all known cave formations, including a crystal clear lake almost 40 metres long, where Kate and I are stood on this lily pad formation. One of the real pleasures for me in particular was to get involved in the community, and I was lucky to be welcomed to practice and play with the Gibraltar Sea Scouts pipe band. It's been a long time since I played with a band, let alone on parade. This is the annual Scouts Founders Day parade, but I was also honoured to play with the massed bands for the outgoing Governor of Gibraltar's final ceremonial guard mount. It's hard to miss me in either of the parades, conspicuous in my red Fraser tartan kilt.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't inspect all of you, but can I just say that a parade without a mass band is just a parade. With a mass band, you make it an occasion.
Hey there, centre! Slow! March! We had a very happy time in Gibraltar over some mild winter months, with just the occasional storm. There is so much packed into this tiny rock and we loved it here. Our 2022 video that I will link above shows much more of this amazing place, which I won't repeat this time. One other milestone whilst in Gibraltar was Kate's official retirement. She's been on a career break for 3 years, but the Gibraltar Defence Police very kindly helped to make her last official day as a police officer extra special by allowing us to accompany them on patrol in one of their 50-knot interceptor craft. Only 10 times faster than Intrepid Bear. Although happily tucked up and loving life in Gibraltar, we hadn't quite finished with Spain. We were happy to use a few of our Schengen days to explore a couple of places that were still on our list. So we've come to a village called Ronda, which sounds like it's in North Wales, because there is a Ronda Valley in North Wales. This is Ronda without an H. There's a stunning bridge by all accounts and very pretty little place, but we will find out. And first we're just going to get a coffee, mainly so that we can use the loo. Behind us here, this is the famous bridge. Hopefully we'll get a bit of a better look at it when we get up on top of it. You can't see it very well here, but it's got one hell of an archway underneath it, so we'll get up and have a better look at that in a minute. These safety precautions were required for our most epic hike yet, along a trail that was once known as the most dangerous in the world. This is the Caminito del Rey, and it is mind-blowing. El Caminito del Rey was completed in 1905 to provide workers at the two local hydroelectric plants with a means to cross between them to move materials and for inspection. The walkway is 1 metre in width and rises over 100 metres above the river below. The original path was constructed of concrete and rested on steel beams. It deteriorated over the years and some of the concrete collapsed. Several people died on the walkways, and after 2 fatal accidents in 1999 and 2000, the local government closed the path. But that didn't stop a further 4 deaths among thrill seekers and climbers. Eventually, the pathway underwent a restoration that was completed in 2015. But look closely as we go, and you can still see the old pathways underneath, and understand why it was once known as the most deadly trail in the world.
You can see where the old path was, and the new one going above it here. It is an incredible construction, it really is. What do you think?
It's amazing.
Layers of strata in these rocks. Kate's trying to get my picture.
I nearly fell over.
Oh God. The strata in the rocks behind us, just unbelievable. I'm gobsmacked. I like it when I'm gobsmacked. It's awesome. Well worth the visit.
That kind of cave bit there is as well.
Oh, check that out. Just incredible. Love it, love it, love it. The rock formation is just unbelievable.
This section of the trail looks quite innocuous in this clip, but look at it from a distance.
Wow, 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 wow.
And
Want to walk a look?
Wow. That tiny little crack in the rock over there, that's the gorge that we've just come down. Just, yeah, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
And that is a wrap on the 2023 season. Almost 2,000 nautical miles. There's a lot to talk about going forward, but this episode is long enough. Join us soon for a roundup of the season and a look at what's coming up in 2024, as well as some big changes ahead. A massive thank you to our patrons who supported us this year, and thank you for watching.